Hey everybody, welcome back to the Financial Lit Podcast. Today I have a very special guest with us today. Today I'm joined by none other than Jessie Tam. He's actually a small business owner. He runs a European auto shop out of Los Angeles, and he's a brand new iCovester with us. He opened his IVA account not too long ago, and he's been learning the system along some financial lines that we want to share with you. So without further ado, guys, welcome Jessie Tam to the show.
Hey guys, I'm Jesse. What attracted me to iCovest is it gives you a gateway to properly be more financially literate and take care of your wealth a lot more. What they talked about that really stuck out to me is they operate outside the commercial jurisdiction. What does that mean? Being tax accepted, pay no tax lawfully and legally. And if you're telling me there's a way for me to either reduce my taxes or pay no taxes, which sounds insane, but people are doing it lawfully and legally. And what do you always hear out there about the wealthy being able to pay less tax, or I guess not pay any tax whatsoever, but they're not breaking any laws.
Right.
So if I can do that for my business, I'll be in a better position to take care of my people, take care of people I care about, take care of my employees, and take care of my business. Because if I take care of my business, I have more cash flow.
Exactly.
And with,
Brother.
Yep. And with more cash flow, you got so many more options when you don't, man. Like when your cash flow is not flowing, like everything stops and you're scrambling and you're lost.
Yep.
And so anything that helps my business have more cash flow, I'm all ears. And then as far as iCovest, they say that they operated with real money, gold and silver being the main thing. And what, as far as silver, like why is it so powerful? Like just looking at the experts like Robert Kiyosaki, Ray Dalio, they're saying, hey, as what's going on with what's going on today, with all the printing of money, the dollar is devaluing, and
Heavily.
the dollar and gold and silver have an inverse relationship, meaning when the dollar goes down, silver and gold goes up.
Goes up. Yep.
And so you're telling me iCovest is they're operating outside the commercial jurisdiction, no tax, and they're giving you a way to take a position in silver in a form of ICOs and through an IVA account. And as far as that sounds to me, it opened up my eyes of what it can possibly do, because the way it's looking, the dollar looks like it's going to keep devaluing. So I want a way to be able to take a position in silver and also operate outside the commercial jurisdiction to pay little or no tax whatsoever. And in turn, I'll be able to help more people run my business more effectively, because in the end, if I'm able to create more wealth, I'll be in a better position to help other people. And
Exactly.
I feel as I think about my experience in life, it's like what really made me happy wasn't those days as an employee where I made the most money I ever made in a year. It was when I was able to help people.
Right.
And I was only able to help people because I was in a position to help.
Exactly.
If you're always working and you're not with the people you care about, and you're giving away the little amount that you do have, you only have so many opportunities to help people. So what do I have to do to be able to help more people where it will make me more happy is actually be more wealthy. And so I feel iCovest is a beautiful thing that helps me do that.
Exactly, bro. You hit the nail on the head so many times, and it makes a lot of sense. I mean, from a small business owner's perspective, if you can bring in more revenue and pay less taxes, mitigate that taxable liability, I mean, of course you're going to do that. There's many ways business owners do it today, right? Whether it's write-offs, or there's a myriad of things that you can do to reduce that taxable liability. But you're telling me, or we're telling you, everybody's finally starting to understand that there's an actual separate jurisdiction hiding in plain sight, a parallel jurisdiction. You don't have to operate in the commercial jurisdiction, and you don't have to operate by the IRS tax code. It's a choice. You can operate that way, but any small business owner in America today can operate in the sovereign ecclesiastical jurisdiction just as well. And like you outlined, Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution defines what real money is. So we're outside the jurisdiction with the silver and gold that we're using already, not being taxable. But in addition to that, Section 26, 508C1A of the IRS tax code actually mandatorily accepts us from taxation. So anything that we put in or bring in as a cash flow family of a bunch of small business owners or even employees, as we all put our money together into this trust, we're putting it in a place that's outside the jurisdiction of the IRS, where it can lawfully and legally appreciate in that silver position. And then we can all leverage it and acquire assets that are going to cash flow for the entire group. Again, toll free, remitting us back silver, which is going to appreciate. So obviously there's a myriad of things that you can do here. You can take the cash flow from your business, put it in a place where we can grow that cash flow, or we can mitigate the taxes on that cash flow. And then you can use it to then acquire some other assets that ultimately cash flow for you, toll free. It's a system that works hand in hand together. And I'm very excited that another business owner like yourself has woken up to the reality of the parallel jurisdiction that exists right in front of you. And hearing you want to help other people and be a leader and grow your business, exactly the type of people we're looking to recruit, exactly the type of people we're looking to wake up to this type of information. Because whether you're a small business owner or an employee who has the dreams of one day becoming a small business owner or a big business owner, we have the system in place that can help you do that. And I think you've discovered that, right?
Absolutely. And so, yeah, like as far as what it can do for people has never been out there before for anyone to be able to do. And the beautiful thing about it is it's not something where, hey, I'm going to invest in something and I'm going to get a return. It's a community of people that come together that co-invest to be able to acquire appreciative assets. It's not for one's individual gain.
Yep.
Because if we can come together, one rich, we're not individually, we're not rich as far as monetary wise, but together we're definitely one rich. We have the same amount as one rich person, and and also one person only has so much effort in a day. But if we got, say, I don't know, 500 people giving 100% effort, you can do a lot. You can do much more great things.
Exactly, bro.
Than 1% can never do.
Yep. And what you're talking about is two things: the economies of scale and OPM, other people's money. And it's big, because even if I was really, really wealthy, I only had 24 hours in a day max if I didn't sleep and I just worked all 24 hours. You can only do so much by yourself. It's not until you can actually build another leader, like build somebody up, teach them, get them up to your level, and have them going towards your dream as well. Or if you guys both share the same dream, that's even better. Everybody's going towards the same picture. And now, let's say I am able to work 8 hours a day or 16 hours a day. Anybody you recruit is only going to be able to probably work half as much as you put towards your goal. Let's just be honest. So if I put 16 hours towards my goal and I recruit somebody who has a like-minded goal and they're putting 8 hours towards it, well, then I just increase my overall hours. If we can get 100, 200, 500 people all towards the same goal, we obviously have a system, a big business system where everybody's working towards the same thing. But the economies of scale works both ways. If we have a bunch of people that are putting their time and their talent towards our goal, that's one part of it. But we also have treasure, right? Time, talent, and treasure. We all, as a cash flow family, have the ability to put a little bit of our treasure towards our IVA accounts in silver position. And as it is accumulating in that silver position in the trust, we are able to now, as a cash flow family, qualify for way bigger loans or down payments of properties that would cash flow or assets that would cash flow than if we could do it by ourselves. And that's big time, because most of the people that I know or I'm trying to free or I'm trying to bring this information to, they're not wealthy. And that's the whole point of what we're doing. We're bringing the strategy of the financial elite down to Main Street so that most people can understand this stuff, so we can free most people. And if people are willing to listen to this and willing to take the small steps along these lines to grow and learn this kind of literacy, it's not hard to implement it in your own life. It's as simple as opening up an IVA account, and instead of saving in your fiat checking commercial account, save in your real money, sovereign ecclesiastical IVA trust account. They're both there for the taking. It just depends if you understand how to utilize those things. So once we come together as one wealthy person in trust, the trust will then leverage that value in the account, and then we'll go acquire something. And again, if you had, for example, 10% of the money that went towards that acquisition, then you would be 10% owner of the cash flow. Think of it like this. If it was $100,000 and we needed $100,000 down payment to qualify for a loan to go get, something bigger, a property that was going to cash flow for us, whether it's commercial or residential or a mix of commercial with business at the bottom or real estate with business at the bottom. Either way, if we're going to do something like that and you as an IVA holder say, I want to get in that game, I want to participate and I want some of the cash flow from that acquisition. And you say, I have $10,000 in my IVA account. It's sitting there in the silver position. I want to put my $10,000 towards that $100,000 goal. Perfect. You do. We get, let's say 10 people that all put 10,000 and we acquire that $100,000 down payment. Well, now each one of those people all own 10% of the cash flow of that acquisition for the lifetime that acquisition cash flows. And it's going to remit 10% of the cash flow royalties quarterly to your IVA account, which again, no taxes, and it's appreciating because it's on silver. So, there's so many ways you can win here, and there's so many ways you can re-leverage those positions to acquire greater and greater assets. Once you become a syndicator with us in these co-investments, you'll have a piece of real estate. You'll have a real estate portfolio that you can look to or lean to, point the bank to when you need loans or other types of things to acquire bigger and greater assets, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And as a small business owner, your goal is to create cash flow, right?
Yep.
And if you're successful, you're able to cash flow. It's the beautiful thing about iCovest is now it teaches you what to do with the money afterwards.
Exactly.
What to do with the money afterwards the most effectively, the most efficiently.
Yep.
And that's what I like. And also the speed of it, because you're doing it not by yourself. You're doing it with a bunch of people with the same mindset, the same goals. Mm-hmm. And you put in what you put in is what you get. That's another beautiful thing. It's like there's not one person that has a leg up on somebody else. If you want more, put in more and you'll get more. And that's how you kind of mitigate your risk, because, hey, so as a small business, I generate this cash flow. Now, I myself go and try to build this real estate portfolio by myself. That's still very, very, very risky.
Very risky, right?
Very risky. So now, hey, let me just concentrate what I'm good at running my small business. And also with iCovest, teaching you strategies of how to keep more of it, and then how to use it combined with a network of people. And so that's the beautiful thing. Like, it mitigates risks. You're connected with a network of people that's like-minded, that want to steward their money properly and effectively and efficiently. Mm-hmm. And so I can just concentrate on doing what I'm good at cash flowing as far as my small business. And then, hey, on my free time, I get to network with a great community of people and create wealth together. And it's not all life consuming, because it's not one person doing it, it's a community of people doing it.
Exactly. And the whole point is to free up your time. We don't want to be trading time for dollars for the rest of our lives. There's only so much
Yeah.
time in a day, right? You
Yeah.
want to have a system. We want all of our small business owners to move out of small business ownership and move up to big business, the B quad. If we look at the cash flow quadrant that Robert Kiyosaki put out a while ago, we actually revamped it, and we took that investor quadrant, we put it into the iCovestor quadrant. But above that I quad is the B quad. And in the B quad, we want all of our small business owners to scale up and have a system in place, 500 employees or more underneath their system, their business, so that they can free up their time because they have people working towards that goal. And then, your cash flow is actually freeing you. And once you're free from your time, you can do what actually makes you tick, whatever you like to do in life, whether that's helping people or whether that's just having fun, whether that's being with your family. Whatever it is, spreading whatever message you find important to the world, you have time to do that now because you're not just slaving every day working for a paycheck to make ends meet. You actually have a system, or you have a system and you have cash flow. So what you're saying is very, very important because most people don't have the time, talent, energy, resources to go acquire assets on their own or to learn this finance on their own. But what we're doing is we actually created the iCovest Academy. We're spoon feeding it to people. We're trying to get people to understand this level of literacy so that they can actually participate this way. Even if they're employees, we'll show them how to become small business owners so that they can actually have a small business that's taking them out of that employee bracket. And then as they're growing their cash flow here and putting it into the trust, and the trust is going to go acquire things that cash flow, that's going to take them from the small business to the B quad, the big business. We're also going to be having access to that iCovestor quadrant just because we're all coming together cooperatively, right? That's the iCovest. We're cooperatively coming together. We're not investing. This is not central myself. I'm going to take my money and I'm going to expect a return of investment on that money. That's not what this is at all. If that's what you think this is, you're in the wrong place because this doesn't operate that way. This is, we are all going to come together, squish our money together, and then we are going to never deplete the principal of that money. We're going to collateralize that asset and re-leverage it over and over and over again and perpetuate our ability to acquire and syndicate cash flow in these appreciative assets, whether it's going to be the real estate, whether it's going to be the actual silver, or whether it's going to be businesses that we think are highly valued or have a good market opportunity that we would be starting and trying to scale up. It doesn't really matter what it is asset-wise, as long as we as a trust can think through it and see a large enough cash-on-cash return for our entire pool of syndicators, for the co-investment that we actually go and strike on. As long as that the cash-on-cash return is good, we're going to strike on it, and we're going to remit back to our royalties, back to our CPO members and their IBA accounts. And once that's done, guys, it's off to the races. It's rinse, lather, repeat. We have one thing cash flowing, the net operating income from that, the bank's going to love us. They're going to say, oh, you actually did something. We'll give you more money. And then you'll take that money and acquire more things that cash flow. This is what the wealthy do. They use good debt. A lot of people are scared of debt, but that's what we're trying to teach them. Use good debt, not bad debt. Don't go take a credit card and buy groceries. That's the wrong thing to do. That's bad debt, right? You want to go take other people's money, whether it's a loan, line of credit, whatever it is, revolving, and go buy an asset that cash flows more than the interest for the money you borrowed so that it pays it off and you get a little bit in return, right? I mean, that's what, conceptually it makes sense. I just hope a lot of people actually resonate with the message and that they actually take the steps to do these things in their lives because it's ripe for the picking right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason why I wanna get this message out there is because, like, listen, going back to what we're put through in school is like we're never taught how to take care of money, what to do. Like, no one knows how to do their own taxes without trying to learn it on their own. No one knows anything about money unless they force themselves to learn about it. And so that's the reason why I want to get this message out, because it took me, I don't know, maybe 15 years to get into the mindset to actually want to learn this stuff, because I was too busy just trading time for money.
Yep.
Time for money, because I thought that was the normal way to
That's
do
what
things.
you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah,
That's what everybody taught us.
Yes, you're taught to be, you're taught in the school system to be a very, very good employee that follows the rules.
Yep.
And so I was really good at that. And come to find out, that's not the way to do things. That's not how I want to do things. And that's why I want to get the message out, because the more people we can get out of that headspace, the greater things they can do. And not the greater things they can do by themselves, but the greater things they can do in a community of people that want to do great things. And so that's why I iCovest, because I care. I care about getting the message out there, and I hope to do great things with a lot of people.